As viral AI models like OpenAI's Sora 2 raise these existential risks about Hollywood's copyrighted material, new tools are emerging to protect IP rights. For today's Tech Check, our Julia Borston joins us with the co-founders of anti-piracy startup SoundPatrol, one of whom has a long history in Hollywood. Hey, Julia.
Hey, Carl. That's right. Legendary Hollywood super agent and co-founder of CA, Michael Ovitz, also a longtime tech investor. He co-founded anti-piracy company SoundPatrol with AI researcher Walter DeBrouwer. The company uses neural fingerprinting to make IP identifiable, even if it's distorted or manipulated by AI, recently announcing deals with Universal Music Group and Sony Music. Thank you both for joining us today. Michael, let's start with you. With your long history in Hollywood, you have also invested in tech. Why did you decide to co-found and chair this new anti-piracy company?
Thanks, Julia, and thank you to you and Carl for having us. I was referred by a fellow professor of Walter at Stanford to have a conversation with him about some technology he had, and it was not in an area that I was particularly interested in, which was NFTs, but we had the discussion. And about 15 minutes into the call, just a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, can your neural fingerprinting work with IP, like songs or video or live sporting events? And Walter's answer was, it's elementary. And I said, well, we're in a new business. And we started it up very quickly. Went to see Sir Lucian Grange, who runs Universal. I would say 5 minutes into the presentation, he said, I'm in. He said, obviously it needs to be diligenced, but I want to get my guys into it immediately. We had the same reaction with Dennis Coker and Rob Stringer at Sony, and we proceeded to put the business together.
So, Walter, explain to us, what does your technology actually do for your partners like Universal and Sony Music, and how is it different from other similar tools out there?
Yeah, so neural fingerprinting is a broad category. What it means is it's an AI model and it needs massive amount of quality data. And then it functions as a sort of a super student. It learns very fast, extracts its own rules. And why is our neural fingerprinting, we think, more, focused on music and better? Well, it's because the training data, and you need millions of songs, which you legally can use, and that actually represent the backbone of popular music worldwide, and that is the majors. You need them to either make generative models, or like us, to make forensic models to control the widespread use of generative models. But it's not all. So except, like we have already, so the training data is one thing. But when you use neural fingerprinting, you see that the future is hybrid. It's not just one thing. So the student has to you have to give the student a couple of teachers. One of the teacher could do melody, harmony, rhythm. The other teacher could teach the model to parse the metadata, another teacher the lyrics, another teacher voice analysis, and all these teachers together with that great amount of quality data that make a supermodel. And even that neural fingerprinting is only one of the three authentication layers that we have.
Yeah, it certainly seems like a very complex solution. Now, Michael, I know you're starting with the music labels, but this is a big concern for the movie studios, especially in the wake of the introduction of Sora 2. What are your conversations with the movie studios? Do you have any deals in the works?
So we made a decision to do this silo by silo. The first silo is music, obviously, because Frankly, it was the least barrier to entry. We've got the data we need. Second, we're going to be going simultaneously to the studios, the streamers, and to the sports leagues. We've already been in a discussion with the Premier League in Europe. We have discovered that in Europe, per team, there is about 500,000 to 1 million illegal downloads per game. So we feel that this technology is going to work very well for all types of IP. It's not limited to just music. Music is just the first entree we're making, and we're immediately moving into the other areas.
See the studios and the publishers and the streamers be willing to pay to protect their content, but we are in a sort of a content creator economy. Eventually, would you envision individuals would purchase some kind of fingerprinting service to protect their own brand, so to speak?
It's a good question, Carl. I think that the service is available to anybody that wants to use it. I don't know what the half-life is of some of that type of content, but in scripted content or sporting events or unique content that is a bit longer, that's a crystal clear use case. But we're available to anybody that wants to use the service.
And just a quick final question here. As this technology gets better and better, Walter, do you think these generative AI companies are going to be able to get around your technology? Will it get that good?
Well, it's, as with every piracy or forgery, the models are getting better. And of course, we will have to be better also. It's an arms race. But I believe that 2025 is now, after the hypes and the expectations, is now certainly a sort of a trough of disillusionment where people say, oh my God, I don't have skills anymore, or what are we going to study, and where are these agents are coming for our jobs? So, and I think 2026 will be the end of the IP lawsuits, and the settlements and regulation will set in for 2027 for the product of the plateau of productivity, and then the brave new world.
Well,
and then a brave new world.
I'm sorry, Joy, I just wanted to say our technology can identify stolen IP as little as a 10-second soundbite.
Wow.
So it'll give you an example of how we can go after synthetic songs.
Well, we're out of time, but thank you both, Michael and Walter, so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And I'm going to send it back over to you, Carl.